Hey, folks. It's Brian from Weird World War II. I'm back for my daily painting grind. Gotta grind it. Yep. Back to the grind. So, still working on Japanese stuff. I got what did I? Yesterday I finished up four Japanese zombies from Brother Benny. But right now I'm working on those super figs, Japanese superhero dudes. So we'll see what happens with that. Gotta so the I kind of stuck with kind of the color of Japan, like white and red and the gold, like the chrysanthemum from like the emperor. I guess that's the emperor's like flower or whatever the hell. Emperor. What's wrong with you people worshiping emperors and shit? Hell, politicians are bad enough. We gotta give them fucking emperor title. Woo, crazy, crazy, crazy shit, craziness. Never was one to like being told what to do, especially for some rich fuck. Just gained his titles through hereditary means. Some asshole that forces you to do your shit. Fuck them. Don't be a drone, folks. Be an individual. Oh man, it's not. I'm down here in Texas, and it's pretty nice out today. I went for a walk, my daily walk. I walk about a mile a day, guys. Need to, fat bastard. Um, so really nice out, nice and cool. The sun was out, but there's a nice breeze blowing. So Mother Nature's she's not being a bitch here, which is good, man. But Ethiopia, on the other hand, poor people, man. They're saying 3,000 as the death toll. Jesus, it's awful. And they're in like the middle of like a fucking civil war again, always. And so like there's no like organized relief. And then the Morocco is still reeling from that horrific earthquake stuff. And for some reason the Moroccan government isn't asking for help. I mean, I don't know. Is it pride? Is it just I don't know, man. You would think you'd do anything you can to help your people. But that's how I think. I mean, I obviously think I guess outside the box. I thought kind of seems like common sense, but again, we're dealing with politicians and warlords, and bastards. This would this catastrophe should lead to something. Hey, nerd and Tiki, what's up, guys? Good to have you. I was rambling on about Mother Nature going crazy this week with all the stuff going on in Ethiopia and Morocco. Who knows what's next? My mother-in-law, bless her. She now you got to temper this with she's got dementia, guys. So, but man, she's like, so everybody needs to know the rapture happens on the 19th. So, do what you need to do before the fucking end of the world. Okay. She is sold on that date, so she is just letting us know, telling us everything she needs to tell us before the end. So I gotta love her. Gotta love her. So anything going down, guys? Tiki, you got a day off finally, or are you in between activities and nerd? You got service calls going on right now? Little free time. Got a big job interview tomorrow, so wish me luck for that shit, man. I need this job to pan out. Thanks, man. You're working, huh? Working. You were like a. I think you told me you were a like a EMT, not an EMT. Yeah, you're like a dispatcher or something, right? I actually, I saw there was a job for a dispatcher here in my area. Man, I'm like, it doesn't pay shit. I mean, it doesn't pay shit, and it doesn't have any fucking benefits. It's got like four. No, it's got like student reimbursement. I'm like, dude, if I'm working at like I'm a dispatcher for like 911, dude, I'm gonna need some mental medical care for dealing with that shit every day. Holy shit, man! I'm a tough guy and all, but dude, if all day every day you just hear frantic people crying for help and pleading for their lives and for their loved ones' lives, or fear and the angst and the horror, dude, I'm gonna need some mentalness with that shit. Oh yeah, get that Baltech stuff done, dude. But yeah, I actually dated a girl that was a dispatcher. They messed her up, man. They really did. You have but then you have those one dispatchers that they're able to turn a switch. Just turn that switch off of just like professionalism, and that's it. Not taking anything else like on any other level, and then they turn their like normalness on when they leave. Man, that's some fortitude right there. Something that I don't think I could do. I could probably do it, but I don't want to do it. I don't think I'd want to do it. There's other jobs. Yeah, man, you gotta. I guess flip the switch. I don't know, man. I just think there's other jobs out there, and you know probably comparable in pay. Seeing how much pay it was that they're getting here, shit. I'm just like, maybe that's why you have all those like news reports about like dispatchers fucking up or being stupid, like saying stupid shit during an emergency and being insensitive or whatever. I'm just like, well, maybe shit. Maybe they're not getting not, and I'm not bashing people that are dispatchers, so don't get crazy. But I'm just saying, if they're paying a lower wage and the benefits aren't all that stellar, then you may not be getting the best people you could get because of the pay. That's like the like police too. It's like, you know, the pay is probably not all that great compared to the danger. I mean, are the benefits good? I don't fucking know. But you may not be getting a high quality candidate. I'm not saying that, you know what I mean, guys. I'm not bashing people who don't have education. It's just a possibility of having to hire lower because they just don't pay worth a shit. And they're desperate. That's anything, man. Shit. If the pay is so low, it's like, if you have this skill is paying, $50 an hour, and job B doing the same job is only paying 30. Well, guess what? Everybody's going to try to work for job A. And then whoever doesn't get on a job, and then job A has to, pick the best of the, cream of the crop because everybody wants it because it pays so well. Then whoever's left over, you know, job B would have to choose from. Maybe missing out on someone that has more, has more experience or has some more training. But I'm a firm believer of, I think in most cases, people can be taught how to do things. I really believe that. I believe most people have the ability to learn something they're completely ignorant about. Because I mean, we've all done it, man. We weren't born automatically knowing what we know now. We had to be, we had that life experience and that education and training that led us to the knowledge that we possess now. But nowadays, the fucking employers just want you to already have experience. It's like this is crazy. An entry, there's a couple of these. There's a big hospital system around here, and it's an entry level position, right? But they want 1 year of experience. It's like, what the fuck? It's like, what the hell? It's true. Hard jobs we got, they do. And and a lot of times it's not necessarily the weak, it's just like people who don't mesh with that position, because I've seen people soar, in management, but like suck at like order pulling or truck driving or whatever the fuck it might be. So it just, you got to find that person, you got to find that position that they work best with. And it's not. And again, I'm a firm believer. It's not like some status thing. It's not some like you're weak or you're foolish or you're too stupid. It's just think mentalities and education and just attitudes breed certain types of individuals, and we want to the best way to get them where they need to go and get those jobs filled is find those people, put them in the right spots. That's the hard part. But yeah, hard work, man. It's like, I ain't afraid of hard work shit, man. That's most of my life has been like manual labor, warehousing, construction, shit like that, and management. Well, management. I always did the entry level stuff, worked my way up. Like 6 months to a year, I'm fucking management. So it's like, but I think it's good to get on that ground level, learn the operation before they just hire a fucking manager that never worked. Why would they hire a manager as a dispatcher who's never fucking worked as a dispatcher? That's kind of yeah, it's true. I mean, I never had a problem with third shifts or night shifts. Um, I used to shit, man. When I ran that geotech lab, I would go in at like 4 in the fucking morning just so I could get all my paperwork done. So the engineers weren't around, and the fucking the geologists weren't around. The brainiacs weren't around. They didn't come in till like 8 or 9. So I could get all my fucking reports done and get all my shit done. I could get all my people, set up for their, dispatch to the job sites and shit. Get all that shit done without, hey, Brian, I need you to do this. Hey, I need you to go over here. Hey, I need you to do this. I need an update on this. Da, 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 da. The million other jobs they need me to do outside. But, that's my job. But, so I would work fucking shit, 12, 14-hour days. Man, you're Mike. What's up, buddy? We are just chilling, rapping about whatever comes into our brain as I do some painting. Hopefully, Nerd's Nerd he's doing some BattleTech stuff right now, and Tiki is working right now. But don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody. So last night I was looking for someone had made a comment about like they liked the music that I picked the last shit on my table. Because I mean, Buckaroo Banzai, dude, one of the greatest movies ever made. But yeah, I was a big soundtrack guy. Like when I was growing up, I would buy soundtracks because I loved the music from all the different movies and shit. So I try to put like soundtracks and like just music I really like growing up or music that I still like in the intros for the shit on my table. Just something fun. A lot of stuff. Shit, you'd be surprised how much stuff I get dinged. I got to take it off and re-edit the fucking video because YouTube, it's it's a copyright thing. Which I understand. It's not like I'm playing the whole song, but anyway, but it's whatever. You just work around it, play the music that does work. And since I don't get monetized anyway, I don't give a shit if it gets monetized or not. Hey Matt, what's up, buddy? Yeah, dude, I wasn't able to stay for the whole thing. Who ended up winning? The shirts or the skins? So yesterday, guys, if you missed it, Matt and his crew in France, they had a live Dust 1947 game. Those guys are crazy. How many beers, how many drinks did you guys have before you started? You guys are fucking flying. But yeah, they had a good time. But it looked like one side were shirts and one side was skins. That's what we call it in the States. When we were kids, one team would have the shirts on and one team would have a lot. That's cool. Yeah, man, it looks like you guys are having a blast. Those guys look like a lot of fun. I'm glad that you found some dust folks out there. I know they do a lot of other stuff. Who ended up winning? I didn't see who won. Well, it was the Germans and the SSU, right? I think SSU. Oh, you won! Right on, right on. That's good. Yeah, I was trying to keep up in the comments. My French is really bad, so I couldn't really keep up with the conversations on the video. But I was using Google Translate in the comments. So I did a few. They probably done. It's probably like all our base belong to us kind of shit. But yeah, it was fun. I had a good time. They got a nice setup there, man. They have the big bar in the back right there, and they got all sorts of cameras around. They even had like the dice would show up on the screen when you rolled it. That was pretty cool. Oh, okay. It was four of them. Okay, yeah, that was pretty cool. Looked like a good game. Put what it was called again. That channel. It's French, so I can't remember how to say it. Write it down, guys. Look in the response if you guys want to check it out. Matt has his own badass channel too. So I need to figure out how people can put. There you go. So that's the name of the channel on YouTube. So swing over there and check it out. And then Matt, you can put yours up there, dude. Just it won't do the link. You can just put your own. That's the name of the channel. Yeah. I mean, I understand why YouTube doesn't allow, like, I guess people to put links up there because you got those spammers would come out of nowhere and start putting porn and shingles and whatever the hell they're selling at the minute, all over your shit. I haven't had too much trouble with. I had a couple guys being jerks, but whatever. It happens. In fact, Matt, somebody on the Dust group was asking if anybody played the original game still, and I said, "Yeah, we do at Weird World War II. Let's swing over and check it out." And he's like, yeah, dude, you need to put that shit on a tripod. I'm like, yeah, we're pretty low tech and gonzo over here at Weird World War II. So, I got a kick out of it. He's like, put it on a tripod so I can see what's going on. It's just too much moving around. Yeah. Someday. Someday I'll have fancy stuff like you guys all do. I don't know. I like the gonzo stuff that we do. I mean, if you're not seasick by the end of one of our videos, then I did something wrong. You need to get one of those cameras that kind of have like a gyro stabilizer thing on it. Because I just use my cell phone when I make the videos. There's so many other video ways to do it out there. So when do you think? So Tiki, if you're still around, when do you think Warlord's going to throw down with all this new stuff they claim they're going to do? I I don't know, man. I think Warlords has a lot of plates spinning. I think K-47 is really low on their totem pole for shit to mess with. But I don't know. Too tired to think. All right, man. Well, you have a good one, brother. Thanks for swinging by, man. Get some rest. I'm sure you had a hangover. Take it easy, buddy. So this is what we got going on right here now, guys. Is I'm like, let's see if we can. I don't know how that works. Anyway, it's they're kind of like different kind of. These are just different soups. Again, their main so their uniform for the Japanese suits are going to be like white body suits, and then they might have like these yellow, depending on if there's like some sort of like some sort of like detail in it. The yellow will be kind of like that detail, and then that's it. And then I'll do a red. I'll do the rising sun on their chest. That's always a challenge because you don't want to screw that up because you'd have to just ruin the whole damn thing. It's a pain in the ass, is what it is. But one thing dealing with white, man, is like it's unforgiving. Like even like with the water, if you got dirty water, all of a sudden your whites start being off white. And not that it's gonna matter because I'm gonna just do a black wash on this, so they end up kind of being dirty looking anyway. But you want to try to keep it as close to the color as you can. I don't really do. I just paint. I don't paint like I used to. I don't try like to get like some super quality. I really just put in. I'm almost to the like 3 or 4 colors kind of guy. Get it. Table quality and get it out there because I want to play with it. I think it looks good. I mean, it looks good enough. It's nothing like a lot of people do, but again, I don't spend as much time on that stuff either. I really would rather play than paint. I've always been a gamer first. So check this out. I was watching there's a YouTube channel. If you guys are into sci-fi and shit, there's a YouTube channel called Quinn's Ideas. It's this guy. He just talks about, he's like a prolific reader, and he really breaks down all these classic like sci-fi books and stuff or whatever, right? And he does, man. If you want to know about Dune, like the books from Dune and shit, he is a Dune fanatic. I've only read the first two Dune books, right? And there's like he wrote what, two more, and then like his son and somebody else wrote the rest or some shit. But anyway, this guy's a nut for Dune, and but he does all these great videos about like what happened, what's going down, what everything means, who everything is. So it's pretty interesting. But anyway, he was talking about the movie Signs, right? That movie, that M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong movie with what was that? Who was that? He's went blank. The Word Warrior guy, Mel Gibson, and Joaquin Phoenix. Anyway, they started talking about like, a lot of people don't like it, a lot of people do. A lot of people don't like it because it's like, why are the aliens? They die from water, at the end. It's like, what the fuck? Why would aliens come to a planet like of acid, in essence, without fucking suits on? Or that's what I thought. I'm like, why would they come to this planet with no spacesuits? I mean, what the hell? Well, what they bring up is they don't think it's aliens. They think that all this stuff these guys are demons, like biblical demons. And then he like starts laying the proof for it. And man, there's some fucking like validity with that, because it makes sense. With the water thing. So like, the daughter's placing water like all over the house, right? And I guess in the movie, when he was like, the dad's talking to the daughter, saying that when you were born, everybody thought you were an angel or whatever. Well, they theorized that she is like an angel, and that she's that water, she's blessed it. It's holy water, right? And that's why when it's sprayed onto the aliens or the demons, they burn from it. And another thing they were talking about is like they can't open the fucking doors. Like the aliens couldn't open the doors, right? They were like bashing them or sneaking in or whatever they're doing, right? Well, I guess in mysticism and shit, that's a big thing. Like, like vampires and ghosts sometimes and shit can't cross certain barriers, right, without being invited. It's kind of like a symbolism there where they couldn't get through. So that's why they were, doing all that other shit. And pretty interesting. They're talking about prophetic dream that his wife had upon, as she was dying, telling her brother to swing. And in the sky, those aren't spaceships. Those are like angels, or proof of God or whatever. But pretty interesting. I think tonight I'm gonna watch that. I'm gonna rewatch that movie, and I'm gonna like, in the context that these aren't aliens coming down. They're devils and demons. Now they said that, and you're sitting there like, well, shit, man. I mean, what about the rest of the world? And I guess in the news report, there's a scene where it says that the Middle East have discovered an ancient defense against these aliens. So maybe some sort of like, religious connotated things. So kind of interesting. I'll give that a go tonight and watch it in that kind of context. So that's kind of interesting. I don't know if so like, it's funny, M. Night is I think he's good. I like him. I like for the most part, I like his movies. I think he's a good filmmaker. I mean, he's had some turds or whatever. But one of the movies I wanted to love was The Happening, right? But man, the acting in that is fucking horrendous. That Marky Mark dude is such an awful actor. And that movie shows like exceptionally well how bad it is. But the premise is cool. It was like, people are being forced to kill themselves, from like nature was forcing them to kill themselves or some shit. That sounds cool. Sounds like a cool like, horror thing. And the scenes are crazy. Like those construction guys, like they see a guy fall down, they all run over there, and they're like, "What the fuck?" And then they hear something again, and again they look up. There's like 15 guys are just like diving off of the fucking roof above them or some shit. Oh man, that'd be crazy. And the people just sharing the cop's gun, like a cop kills himself. Some lady gets out of her car, picks up the gun, kills herself. Then the guy next to her gets out, kills herself. Man, that's crazy. Crazy. It's a good flick. I mean, it's not a good flick, but it's a cool premise. But it didn't. I just think the acting sucked. I think that if the acting was better, and then maybe the writing was a little bit tighter in certain parts. I think both the main characters suck. The girl, I don't remember who the actress was. I don't think she was a very good actress either. I mean, you didn't even like her. She was such a, if I remember correctly, she was like a total bitch. And then he was just like, I mean, I don't know if he was trying to act that bad. I mean, I don't know. I don't think he's a good actor at all, I'll be honest with you. But I think his other movies, he wasn't that bad. I don't know. I guess they're like Marky Mark and Mel Gibson are kind of teaming up in Hollywood right now. All these crazy conspiracies about like Oprah and all sorts of crazy shit. I really don't give a shit what Hollywood does. They're all fucking weird. I mean, people who get paid billions of fucking dollars to play make believe. I mean, I really don't give them any extra credit other than that's what they are. I mean, I grew up with drama people. Like in high school, I had a bunch of friends that were in the drama club and all that shit, and they're all crazy. They're all weird. But I don't do that whole hero worship shit really. I got the actors that I think are cool and I enjoy their acting and their movies and stuff, but it's just not like I'm not a frothing fan. For the most part. I guess it might be for certain people. But Hollywood in general, fuck no. Dude, you guys make movies. You tell stories. I mean, it's just like I don't know why you think your say or your station is any better than anyone else. You guys seen any good movies lately? Anybody's out there? I think I told you guys we watched the Meg 2. It's pretty silly. It's a good it's almost like a sci-fi original, level of entertainment. Oh, look at you, dude. Color me impressed. Good job, dude. Man, I'm telling you, it is a relief when you get a project done, dude. You sit back and you look at it and it's finished. It's done. Oh, now all you gotta do is play with it. You don't have to mess with it anymore for the rest of your life. Ever, 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 ever. It's done. I'm like, yeah, it's done. Like when I finish painting all these damn Japanese and these Chinese, I'm fucking done. Never have to paint these guys again. They're finished. They're done. Dun, 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 dun. No, you're not a movie guy? Are you a reader? Or are you a music guy? Or are you just silence? I knew a guy who he would just meditate. He would just think, and he would rarely watch movies or TV. He would sometimes he'd listen to music, and he wasn't much of a reader, but he would sit there and just meditate and just like think about shit. I'm like, what are you thinking about? Everything. Like what, dude? Like everything. I'm like, I don't. My small brain couldn't comprehend. I was like, that's weird. But that was pretty impressive. I mean, the guy was just at peace, like at all time. Never saw him flustered. Never saw him like. Just the guy was just constantly just at ease. Girls, might be. Oh, you're into girls. There you go. Hell yeah, dude. Who isn't? And if we aren't, we're trying to get back that way. He might be thinking about girls too. That guy. He'll never. Nah, that drive you crazy. Thinking about women. Whew. We are definitely two different, breeds. Definitely think different in a lot of ways. Shit, can't find the blob I had on here. So, Mike, you got anything going on? Are you painting anything? You got any projects happening? You a gamer? And if you are, what are you gaming? I want to say you're a RPG guy, right? I've been lucky. You're talking about girls. I've been pretty lucky about like most of the women in my world are like they were not gamers until they met me. Then I corrupted them. They became gamers after they had been done with me. Oh, you do? That's right. You do Hex Encounters. Okay, right on. Yeah, I remember like Panzer Commander, and I remember my brothers had the original Gettysburg, the Avalon Hill Gettysburg. That was probably my first like war game. Was the original Gettysburg. Big old like, and it wasn't like the bookshelf size that the Avalon Hill went to. It was like the big one. Man, that game was so cool. I remember in that game, I had figured out how to beat my brothers. There's like, because like the cavalry can move like they can attack, and then they move like two spaces, where the infantry can only move one or something like that. And I would just cavalry attack them and run back, and they'd like try to come. The whole game for some reason they didn't figure to like, I don't know. It was funny, but I kept beating them, and they stopped playing it. That's a game I was thinking of. Something like that. Have you I don't know what kind of genres you like, but have you ever heard of Heroes of Normandy by Devil Pig? That's like a hex encounter, but it really plays like a miniature game. If you're because the each chit is like like a squad or a vehicle, like a single vehicle or a squad. So it plays like So they have a straight World War II one where it's Heroes of Normandy, and the artwork is really great. It's like really comic bookishy, like really cool. And then they have like a weird war version called Shadows over Normandy, and then they actually do a Warhammer version of it too. They do a Warhammer version, like with orcs and ultramarines. So yeah, I think they just came out with a for their historical one. They came out with Pacific, so now they're like the Japs and stuff. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, you should. There's a bunch of video. I mean, like how tos or whatever. I always tell people to go to the how tos, watch one of those, and see how it plays, and then go see like some people doing battle reports, so you know what they're doing. We have a lot of fun. I really like it. I got it all. Um, but I got the weird war. But they, the straight historical. You can be Brits. You can be French, Germans, pretty much everybody. It's pretty cool. But it really plays like a miniatures game. The mechanics are pretty good. I enjoy the mechanics, but man, okay, so this is a French company, right? So I think some of it gets lost in translation when it comes into the campaigns, like the missions. Oh my god, the mission design is not the best. Little lacking, in my opinion. I mean, they're still fun. You can figure out what they're intending to do or whatever, what they mean, but a lot of it, it's like, where's that rule? That rule doesn't. I mean, how would I even do that? Because those rules don't exist in your rule system. They just I forgot to put them down, like put them in a book or something. The company's got a little bit of it's got some issues, but I mean overall, if you just put aside that kind of shit, it's a fun. The mechanics are solid. I enjoy them. I'm a big mechanics kind of guy. I like reading and learning new mechanics. If they're cool, I introduce. If they're a good mechanic, I might put it in my own system. So that's one cool thing about writing your own system is that if you're playing a game and there's some cool mechanic, I'm gonna fucking steal it and put it in my system because it's cool. So there you go. There you go. Oh man, here comes the hard part. I gotta put that a circle. I gotta paint a circle on this dude's. Do not like painting circles. Freehand painting a circle? Shit. Not good. Not good at all. Leveraging, there you go. Using other people's shit, yeah. Or it's an homage. It's an homage to that system. Yeah, I mean, we all in the industry, we all in the hobby, we all borrow from each other. You know what I mean? There's not a whole lot of originality. I mean, there is, but I mean, a lot of that stuff is borrowed from something else, which I don't have a problem with. Shit. What copying is the highest form of flattery, or whatever they say, or stealing. That's not too bad. That'll work. Yeah, it's funny. It's like I remember when GW was going crazy, like trying to copyright everything, like copyright the word Space Marine, and I'm just like the fucking arrogance of these bastards. It's like, dude, Heinlein, and even before that, they were using terms of Space Marines and all that shit, and and you to come along and just like, I mean, like aliens, you stole a shit ton from aliens, so it's like for you to just like say that that's yours and people can't use that kind of imagery or that description because it's yours. That's fucking bullshit. Who the fuck are you? It's like what the hell? It's crazy. I mean, it's like elves, and I think the traditional folklore of like, or just the story of the Lord of the Rings, on like how elves and dwarves and all that shit act. I think and that's even in Tolkien's taken from other cultural shit too. So it's like, come on now, we're all fucking kind of For you to sit there and say, "Oh, that's ours. That's ours." I'm like, that's why they renamed everything, so they can copyright the names of the whatever. Like, it's not the Eldar anymore. It's what the Aldars or the boy. I don't know what the fuck they're called. And the squats aren't squats anymore. They're like sons of Horus. Or, I don't fucking know. But yeah, it was. I was just sitting there like I was looking at. Yeah, trademark. Yeah, trademark. It's just like, what in the fuck? Space Marine is GW. We own it. The words. And then they're gonna start like try to trademark the word the and is and or some shit. All right, those turned out pretty good. Let those dry, then I'll wash them. And yeah, they're good enough. Good enough. You know, that's never good when you say that. It's good enough. It's good enough. It's usually not. It's one thing about like painting like military stuff. You know, it's usually browns and greens. That's it. Browns and greens, greens and browns. Various green, brown, maybe some gray in there and black. There's varying shades of green and brown, and maybe some gray. Nah, it's green and brown, pretty much. But yeah, I definitely don't know if I'd want to paint my armies. Like when I was playing Rogue Trader back in the '80s, like my friends were, we were all like, I was a Space Marine, and a couple other buddies were Space Marines too, and yeah, they were doing like Blood Angels, and they're like bright red and like blue and whatever. I'm like, dude, I'm not painting my fucking badass Space Marines fucking red. It just doesn't seem right. So I created my own chapter called the Dark Knights. And guess what? They were black. They were all black with a skull logo. That was it. The Dark Knights. They were easy to paint, that's for sure. What do I want to do next, guys? Do I want to do shit? Shit. I'm not sure what I want to pay. Is that zombies or Justin? What's up, buddy? I need to stay focused. Stay focused. I'm just gonna stay focused, folks. All right, what do we got here? I got these super samurai dudes. These things are fucking sweet. But these are the Arctic versions, so there's not a lot of different like colors on it. So that's kind of cool. If you guys can see him, I don't know if you guys can see him. This guy's got like a wrist gun. I don't know how did they do that. He's got like a wrist gun. He's got like a sword, like a blade. They're basically like Japanese samurai suits. I was thinking about painting their faces. So like yesterday, I looked into like why the samurai wore that shit. It's supposed to be like to scare their enemies. I guess it's like they're actually like oni faces and like ghosts and like demons and monsters. I mean, specifically, they're supposed to be like some sort of monster. So I didn't know that. I thought it was just a mask to cover their face, but that's kind of cool. And they're all painted different. So I was like, I don't know if I could think of enough variation, maybe just different colors or something. Yeah, like the Oni. I think Oni is what, like ghosts in Japanese? They're like evil ghosts, which I guess would be, I don't know. My Asian like religion kind of stuff is not very good. Ghosts and demons, yeah. I know that the Japanese, like, or Asian folklore, their big thing are like ghosts, right? And then one of the big ghosts are like the hunger kind of ghosts, where they like, for whatever reason, they just consume. So they like eat people, or they like, eat your, just, it's just like these hunger ghosts. They're never satisfied. And they just like feed off humanity. That's kind of cool. Then they got the zombies, where like the jumping zombies. Were they zombies or vampires? I think they're zombies. They have like this it's some sort of spell on their face, and they hop hop around or some shit. That's cool. And then they have the greatest like Asian monster out there is the one where it's like a vampire, right? It's got this crazy name. I can't remember what it's called, but it detaches its head, right? The head comes off, and then all of her guts, like it's usually a woman, comes out of the body, out of the shell of the body, right? So this head flies around with its guts and its intestines and organs and shit. It flies around, and it becomes like a vampire. And then like that body sits in state somewhere at night, and then it has to get back, and it can hide itself back into the body or some shit. It's fucking crazy. But they made now there's a couple movies, like Asian movies. I say Asian because I can't remember if it's Japanese or they're Chinese or Indonesian or whatever it is. But there's a couple movies with that monster in it, and it's fucking great. It's like this head, like you can tell it's on like a fucking string. And it's bouncing around, and it's got like the esophagus, and then it's got like the heart and the livers and the kidneys and the guts. It's just wiggling underneath it. Oh, it's fantastic. Thousand Islands, which is a Southeast Asian setting. Their latest reach of the roach god. Yeah. Is it a fantasy? Is it like medieval? What's the time frame? Being weird World War II, I do research a lot of like cultural like monsters and shit. And Asian culture has some really cool like monsters. A lot of it is like, water based because they're fucking surrounded by water, obviously. But they got some really good ones. They got like shark men, and like there's always some sort of like crazy pygmy kind of like creatures in the woods, and like they kind of like got Bigfoot type stuff out there and stuff. That's true. The Japanese especially love their tentacles. I mean, tentacles do make everything better, in my opinion, and the ladies love them. But yeah, I guess dragons for the most part in Asian culture were good, aren't they? I think they're not like in European culture where it's like they're like monsters. I think Asian like dragons for the most part were good. Freak. That's me, man. If you only knew, dude. If you only knew. Someone's got to be a freak. You guys are too normal. I remember, we're playing, 1937 China right now. Japanese and Chinese are throwing down, and there's this. I can't. Of course, I got notes for it, but I can't remember any of the names. It's so fucking hard to because I'm not, Asian, and their names are so hard to fucking just pronounce because I don't know how to pronounce them. But anyway, so there's this Japanese attack, right, and it pushes the Chinese up a mountain. And the Chinese, defenders are climbing up the mountain or whatever, and Japanese are hot on their trail, and then and then like this Buddhist monk just starts going down the mountain, right? just walking in plain sight and all that. And it like he says something. He starts to pray or starts to, and the Japanese going up the mountain think that he's some sort of sorcerer, right? And they all like it bulks the like Japanese advance, and it like they all run down the mountain because they think there's this like this Buddhist sorcerer coming down the mountain to like zap them and shit, and it like like it affected the battle. It was just crazy, just like could could we ever do any like let's say let's just because we're Americans or North Americans I should say because not all of us are Americans. Would there be anything like that would like freak out like let's just say a squad of our a modern infantry are hunting down like some enemy and something comes across them and they just freak out and they like, oh my god, it's a blank. Well, what would that be? I don't think like modern nations militaries would really balk at anything. Maybe if they saw like maybe they saw something like maybe a chemical attack or some shit like that. Like they see some guys like start to like cough and like start to gasp for air or something. Maybe they might think it's a chemical attack and run off or find cover or something. But I mean, like, but some sort of like folklore-ish kind of thing. I don't think that would ever happen. Bigfoot. Hell yeah, dude. Shit. Chupacabra. There's a fucking like a flock of chupacabra coming at you. You're like, oh shit, let's get out of here. But the enemy is just like they're just breeding dogs with mange to freak us all out. But yeah, if I was a commander, I'd be like, what the hell is wrong with you? There's no wizards. Get back up that mountain. Siren Head, what's that? Is that like the Resident Evil dude, like the Pyramid Head? Or it would be if we had an army of millennials, right, running at the enemy, and they threw out some clowns. They would balk at the sign of an evil clown. Like, oh my god, it's a clown! Let's run away! I don't know. I never understood people's fear of clowns. I just never got that. I'm not afraid of clowns. Now, if it's a clown that just like ate a dog or like just ripped someone's head off, then yeah. Siren Head is a modern cryptid. Super tall, lanky monster with air raid siren. What the hell? That's weird. It's funny you say that, Mike. I've got in my weird war, I've got a because we play a lot. We often play like with civilians, right? We don't always do like army on army. So we do like civilians, and shit. Still during the war, there were still like circuses and shit. And I've got like a bunch of like killer clown minis that I painted up. They're pretty cool. And do some sort of like pulp horror game with the kids trying to save the town from the evil killer clowns. Killer clown, cue the Dickies song, and there you go. I have to look up Siren Head. I'll have to see what that looks. I mean, I can visual. That's a good description. I can visualize it. I guess, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Of course. I mean, yeah. The clown from It is scary. It's scary. But I mean, if I saw that, I saw like a dude dressed up like, what was his damn name? I just went blank. If I saw that like coming at me, like I just shoot it. I just boom. It's not scaring me, dude. I'm just gonna kill it. But like if a fucking like Like if fucking like a megalodon with legs started running it, yeah, I'd be fucking running the other direction. I probably don't know. I don't even know if I take the time to stop to shoot at it. I'd probably start fucking running. Oh yeah, I remember those. Like zombies, like the game zombies. They would come with like I think they were about 20 millimeter in scale. I've seen some toy companies make like Bago clowns, Baga, whatever. Oh, dude, I fucking love that movie, dude. The Chodo brothers, they did, man. They made a great movie there. They came out with a video game. I heard not too long ago that was supposed to be really good, like indignative to the movie. I hadn't seen it though. Yeah, zombies and humans. Yeah, medieval. Yeah, that's the Twilight. I think it's Twilight Creations is the company or Twilight, something like that. What was that? I can't remember who made that, but yeah, it's humans but yeah, they came out with like big bags, like zombie dogs, and there was clowns and all that shit. Yeah, you could get them. I think that's what that is. Twilight Creations. That's it. Yeah, I used to have all of that zombie stuff, but I just donated it all to the public library like last month. I had all the expansions. It was a lot of fun, but no one fucking played it. No one wanted to play with it with me, so I'm like, fuck, I'm just gonna get rid of it. It was a fun game. Another fun game I like a lot is um oh, I just went blank. Forget it. I'll figure it. My brain, guys, this fucking sucks. I'll think of it in a second. Space robbers, or yeah, space robbers from outer space, or grave robbers from outer space. It's like a card game. It's a lot of fun. It's like a B movie game, and there's like different sets. There's like the old west, and then it makes fun of like the old west, and then it's like sci-fi movies and horror movies, and then there's like fantasy movies, and then there's like exploitation movies. Um, it's a lot of fun. It's really cool. It's a fun game. Bag of Brains. I remember that. Yeah, they had brains. Yeah, I mean that. I heard. I didn't buy the last one. I think I didn't get into humans. I didn't buy any of that. And then they had kind of like an alien like invasion version of it, which is basically the same game, but the everything was like an alien thing instead of zombies. But I heard that they were starting to release shit that wasn't really fucking done, and the rules were like, again, they weren't play testing them, and like the missions were all stupid, and the rules were all jacked up. And I remember watching this one guy loved it, like the system, and he bought the one where it's in space, like they're in space, zombies in space or some shit. But the mechanics were so broken, like they didn't work, that he was just livid, and he like knew these people, like he knew like the creators and the whatever. He's like, what the fuck was this? I mean, what happened? But I never played that one. Is it? Yeah, I think as when they first were out, they were like really popular, and their stuff was really cool. But then I think as time went on, they really started cutting corners and started doing kind of some, and not shady shit, but just lazy shit, releasing shit that's not quite done, or I don't know. It happens. Shouldn't happen, but it happens. Yeah, everybody's talking about like oh shit, what's the new game out? The Bethesda game, the Star World or Starfield or Spacefield or some fucking whatever. some like space exploration thing. It's Skyrim in space, basically. But people are going crazy about it. You know, like there's PC shit in it, and then one of the big things is that people are bitching about like so you know the game like lauds that you can travel around and you can like Starfield. That's it. You can travel around all these millions and billions of worlds and all this cool shit, right? Well, people are saying like, well, when you get to those worlds, you have to walk. There's no like vehicles to like help you transverse these massive maps or whatever. And it's like, and people are theorizing that they're doing this to like have people play longer on their fucking systems, right? So it's like the longer it takes you to do something, the longer you're in game, like on their servers, and you're paying for the fees or whatever the fuck. I'm just like, why do you guys even entertain it then? Just stop playing it. Stop giving those guys money. And it's like, of course, and it's it is a Bethesda product, so it's like there's glitches like crazy. I mean, dude, it's like a multi-million-dollar like game, right? It's like, man, that's a lot of fucking money. I mean, you think they would have like people know what? I mean, the people know what the fuck they're doing. The engineers and the designers, they know what the fuck they're doing. And it's not like a mistake. I mean, they're doing it on purpose to get whatever going. So it's just like I don't know why people even fuck with it. Yeah, it's just like, but now you have to walk. So it's like, it's like a mile away and you just got to walk and there's nothing there. There's fucking nothing around. There's, nothing jumping out at you or, there's nothing like, it's like a rock. It's just a bunch of rocks. And they were talking about like, shit. It's not beyond the immersion of the game where like you guys are in spaceships flying around the fucking universe. Why can't you have like a little doom buggy or more like a cover bike or they have moon buggies on the fucking moon in the 60s. I mean, you think they'd have like some sort of moon buggy in the far future of humanity, but I don't know. I don't play that anyway. So I play Skyrim, but I don't really play that other shit. I don't have time. Colors like green, brown, different. But yeah, just Minecraft with graphics, combat mode. Yeah, and that's another thing. People are talking about like the transitional scenes, like you get in your spaceship and then like you take off. There's like all these like scenes of like you have to wait for it to like I don't know if it's loading screens or whatever they are, but it's like it's just constant loading screens of like, all right, we're walking into this, this whatever, this outhouse. We got a 30-second, minute-long screen. Then for us to get back out, and then get in the spaceship, or just I guess there's a bunch of waiting screens. But I don't know. Again. Oh, I remember City Hero. I never played City of Heroes, but I've seen it. I heard it was pretty fun. That was a long time ago, and that was like 90s or the early 2000s. City of Heroes. I like the old Lucasfilm games, like Zombies Ate My Neighbors, and like the Indiana Jones, and the X-Wing games were badass. On the this is all PC stuff. I like that though. That shit was cool. My favorite video game of all time is a game called Ground Control. It was made by Sierra. It was like a real-time like strategy game, and it's like a sci-fi game. Dude, I fucking love that game. It is the best. It's my favorite video game I think of all time. It was so much fun. I thought it was really good. The graphics and stuff was really good. Mid 2000s, yeah. Oh, they resurrected it, really? Oh, that's cool. See, that's cool. It's like, if the company's not doing anything with it, and there's people that want to start their own like server or some shit. That's cool that they're letting them do it. I guess a big thing nowadays is people in the like Twitch or guys. I'm like techno stupid. Like I'm totally retarded when it comes to all the new whatevers. And but from what I've ascertained in my limited exposure to it, is that kids are pretty much playing on like the Twits and the tweeters and they basically you don't buy the game anymore. You just play it off of like the server, I guess, and they don't own it. They just kind of like just rent it until whatever. I guess that's the another cool game that I loved as a kid was Military Madness. It was for the TurboGrafx 16. I fucking love that game. It's called something else too. There's a different name for it for like because it's like Japanese called it something else. Like, but it was that was an awesome game. That's the reason I bought a TurboGrafx 16 was to get that game. I really enjoyed it. That private servers, Unreal. I've heard of Unreal. Isn't that like a kind of like a Doom Unreal? It was like sci-fi or I don't shit. I don't know. I'm just trying to act cool. The only online game I've ever played, like in the traditional sense, where like you would get online and like fight against other people or whatever, was the Tie Fighter or X-wing versus Tie Fighter. That was it. I've never played any other like online like game. I just I'm really not a video gamer anymore. And even when I was, I didn't play lots of different shit. I usually played military games or military simulators. I also like the survival horror shit. I thought that was cool, like Resident Evil and what else? Resident Evil and Silent Hill. I thought those were pretty fun until they became not fun. Then they got like really dumb and weird. And but I was never much into like first person shooter kind of stuff. I just never really was into that. I remember like I back in the day when I played 40K, there was a couple cool 40K games I really liked. It was Chaos Gate. That was awesome. I fucking love that game because it was like you were playing. It was almost like you're playing a miniatures game on the screen. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that one a lot. And I have to admit that what Dawn of War was pretty cool. I think if I do play anything 40K, it's fucking a video game. Like I enjoyed that Space Marine. That was like a guilty pleasure. You just like beat up orcs and kill them and shit. That was kind of fun. Just kind of base enjoyment. It was great. Asheron's Call, City of Heroes. I remember playing the first Warcraft, and I remember playing StarCraft. I really liked StarCraft. I played the first StarCraft, and then I think there was like an expansion I played, but then I hadn't played anything since that stuff since then. Age of Empires. I think I remember that. Or maybe I'm thinking of Civilization. Was there a game called like Civilization, or maybe it was Age of Empires, where like you go throughout history and you like, first it's like, ancient Rome, and then you go to like, medieval or whatever. You just kind of work your way up through history or something like that. I think that's what. Was there? There was another one kind of like that. Populous, something like that. Where you basically like you're God, and you have like these little people running around, and you gotta like, build them homes and shit. Then they like worship you, but if they, you lose the game if you don't have any more followers, and there's other bad guys, like other faiths like trying to kill you, other followers trying to kill your people. That's pretty cool. You could get like knights and warriors to protect your people or some shit. That's funny. Populous, I think is what it's called. Population, or I can't remember. Yeah, that's the new. Oh shit! I forgot. One of my favorite games is Vice City. Oh, dude, that was fucking great. Just because it's in the '80s, man. I'm just like, that's my jam. I grew up in the '80s. It's like watching all those gangster movies back in the '80s. That was a lot of fun. I still have that on like PlayStation or some shit. But I guess that's the new thing now is they basically just resell the game, but the graphics are better or some shit. Because that's what they did with Vice City. But I heard that it wasn't all that good. The graphics weren't like stellar. So it's like, why would we? I mean, if the graphics aren't like fucking top of the line, like realistic or whatever, why would we buy it? Because we've already played it. We want like some badass graphics, but the graphics are kind of so. But again, I'm just saying what people say. I'm not. I haven't played it, so I don't know. But yeah, it's just like any other fucking company. It seems like now it's just like, let's just sell an old IP. Let's just remake it, and then when they remake it, they fuck it up. So it's like, you guys don't understand. You don't get it. It's popular because of a reason. It's popular because it was a certain way, not the new way, but the old way. So if you're gonna release a new thing, why don't you do it like, stay true to its past and release it how it was, like, update it, like with graphics or whatever, but keep the story and the characters and the plot and all that shit the same, or it's just like it's not gonna be popular. It's just stupid. I do. I mean, I like the old. I mean, I'm not a big graphic. I mean, I don't have to have fantastic graphics, but I mean, yeah, I guess to an extent, you want some good graphics. My kids love like Minecraft. They fucking love it. And a lot of people love Minecraft, but I cannot get past the graphics, dude. It is just like painful to look at. It's just like, oh, I love the music. Music makes you fall asleep in Minecraft. The kids will be like playing. I'm like, I can pass out. But yeah, it just like the graphics look so shitty. I just had no interest in it at all. Yeah, it's just like, I don't know. I don't get it, guys. I mean, are they trying to sell it to a new? I don't know. It's like, yeah, let's update this like thing for the new generation, but you gotta remember that it wasn't written for the new generation. It was written for the old generation. And then I'm like, if it's still beloved in the new generation, then they want the old version of the fucking thing. Because that's why it's popular. Not like you twisting it into your new ideals or your new like politics or your new identities or your new stories, and it just write something new. You know, it's like a perfect example would be like this like Sleeping Beauty shit or whatever, or Snow White or whatever the fuck, whatever Disney does now. You know, they remake, they're doing live action all their shit, right? But then they like it's not Sleeping Beauty. It's like it's I mean, you know, she's Hispanic, and then the dwarfs aren't dwarfs. They're like some Renfest crew, and then it's like the prince isn't really needed. He's just a side note. It doesn't have the love story, or at least that's what they say. That's what the actress is saying. Like they don't need his character isn't. It's not really about him or the romance. It's about her empowerment or whatever the fuck. It's like what the fuck? Then it's not Snow White. Just come up with something else. Just come up with your own creation. Come up with a new princess that is so strong and powerful and like doesn't need anybody and just she's so awesome, Mary Sue, and there you go. It's a brand new character. It's a brand new princess. Just do that instead of like coming up with like let's just change this into. It's still Snow White. It has the name, so it's still Snow White. It's just like stupid. Now I don't care if you. Again, it's like I don't know. I don't get it. I don't watch Disney shit anyway, so I mean, I'm not the audience that they're shooting for, so whatever. Yeah, exactly. And then it's like, yeah, the original stories are different than like the Disney shit. So it's like, I mean, Disney made all these fantasies their own, right? So it's like, I'm sure the people that knew of like the original stories, like they're like, what the fuck is this stuff? Exactly. But I mean, does Disney think that they're going to get like this huge audience with a new? I don't know. I don't fucking know. I'm not a fucking Hollywood goddamn exec because they're weird. I don't get it. I mean, if you're going to do a remake, then just do a remake. But if you're going to like re-envision the whole thing, then just come up with your own thing. Just come up with like a new princess. Like have her, fuck, whatever. I don't care. They've already done that. Didn't they come up with some new princesses over the years? There was like a one that was like in like New Orleans, and then there was one that was like in Asia. And there's like the Native American one, and there's like when they're like a redheaded chick. When those are new, why don't they just do that? Come up with a live action new princess. Man, I don't know. I was forced to watch that Aladdin live action. Oh my god, that was painful. That was a painful movie to sit through with my kids, man. My kids loved it. I mean, they're fucking kids, But I was like, oh my god, this is painful, painful. I took a lot for the team, taking my kids to a lot of shit. But man, there's some great stuff out there that isn't like just dumb. Like I remember like the remake of Pete's Dragon. I thought that was really good. I thought the remake of that was good. I was crying like a damn baby at the end too. Like, ooh, Pete's Dragon. And then there was this one with like monster trucks. I mean, it's stupid. It is. It's a stupid movie. But I thought it was good. I enjoyed it. It was fun. So there's still a possibility of coming up with something fucking new without, just bastardizing something that's already, beloved by a generation of fans. But it's their IP. They can do whatever the fuck they want with it. I really don't give a shit. It's like you guys know this, but like I was a huge Captain America fan, right? And still am. And when they came out with Captain America the movie, I mean, it's a good movie. I think they casted Chris Evans as a great Captain America. He got the spirit of Cap, But when they made that movie, the first Avenger, it was Captain America fighting fucking Hydra. What the fuck? They totally missed the whole fucking point about Captain America. It was to fight the fucking Nazis. What the fuck? And they came out with like 5 minutes of fucking some dialogue that Hydra is worse than the Nazis, and so we'll kill the. just fucking some stupid bullshit. I'm like, man, you just missed the whole fucking point of Captain America. His whole reason was to fight the fucking Nazis, not to fight Hydra. Hydra wasn't even in Europe during fucking World War II. If you follow the comics back in the day, they were in Asia. Baron von Strucker was there in Asia setting up Hydra. So when the war was over, Red Skull would come over to Asia and take over Hydra. But Captain Savage and his leatherneck commandos and the Blitzkrieg, or not, and the Bonsai Squad destroyed Hydra. Hydra kind of when it was destroyed, it became the Hand. You guys are familiar with Marvel Comics? It's the Hand. That was like the Japanese, like kind of like the Yakuza kind of Marvel thing. Yeah, I guess there is, man. I don't know. Big money. I mean, I don't know. I don't really partake in that. I haven't been to a movie. Well, I take that back. My daughter's huge into Transformers now. It's weird. She's like 16 and she fucking loves Transformers. It's just weird. But anyway, I took her to the new Transformer movie. That's the last movie at the movie theater I saw. Yeah, it was boring. I'm like, why? But when I'm watching it, I'm like, why are they rebooting it? I mean, what needs to be rebooted in fucking robots from space that transform into shit? I just didn't get it. I mean, just add new characters to that storyline. But again, I'm not a Transformer guy, so I didn't get it. And it's like G.I. Joe, when they did the G.I. Joe shit. It's like I was a huge G.I. Joe fan, huge. And I watched that movie they made, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Didn't like it. So I didn't watch it. I didn't watch any other ones. That's okay. Yeah, Captain Savage, baby. Oh, I had all of them. Had them all. At one time, this is way before, Hydra was even a thing. Like, even anybody knew about. Only those diehard comic guys knew about Hydra. I had every appearance of Hydra. I had all the Tales of Suspense and all the strange tales. Not Tales of Suspense, strange tales. I had all the appearances they were in, like Captain America, Nick Fury, and Fantastic Four. I mean, and everything. I had every appearance of Hydra because I was just. What got me into Hydra, to collect them, was when Mike Zeck did this storyline during Captain America, where Baron Strucker is like a lot. He's actually a robot, but in the story, with the Death Spore virus or some shit, Hydra was in play again, and the Howling Commandos came out of retirement. They're all old men and shit, trying to deal with it. And I just that was awesome. I went out and bought all the Tales of Suspense. I think it was Maybe Tales of Suspense was that was Captain America. I can't remember. My brain sucks. I had every appearance of Hydra, every appearance of Sergeant Rock, every appearance of the Punisher at one time. I probably had 60, 70% of every appearance of Captain America, dude. I had a shit ton. I had I probably had half of the original Captain America comics. The Golden Age shit. I mean, they're all fucking chomped, but they all had their covers on, and I had them. The hardest thing for me to get were some of the Avengers stuff. I was having a hard time getting at the time. Yeah, that's right. That's right. I was a big Nick Fury fan too, a huge fan. So I had all that shit. I remember going to a con and meeting Jim Steranko. He did all the groovy 60s art from Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. Oh man, that guy, he looked like fucking James Bond, Jim Steranko. He's fucking great. Guy was awesome. But yeah, But all that shit's gone now, man. I sold all that shit a long time ago. But I do have, that's another reason why I like Weird War II so much, man. Is like, my favorite comic book characters were all in it. Fury and Rock and Cap, you know. And it wasn't just Cap, man. Like the All Winners were involved. And that's awesome. If you guys don't know what the All Winners are, that's the Golden Age version of the Invaders. The Invaders is kind of like a '70s retake of the All Winners, but it was the original All Winners was Submariner, Namor, not Namor. He wasn't Aztec. He was a fucking Atlantean, whatever the fuck. But anyway, it had Namor, it had Cap, Bucky, Toro, and the Human Torch, the original Human Torch, Hammond. He's like an android. And then they brought on what Miss America came on a little later, and then Destroyer. The Destroyer is a cool character. He's like a German, like fighting against the Nazis. He's loyal German in that he loves his people and his country, and he's fighting against the Nazis. It's a cool character. And then you have the Wizard. Who else? Like Dr. Midnight, the Atom. Yeah, that's some good times. Good stuff. Shit, dude. I hear you, Mike. I had fucking 80 long boxes of fucking comics at one time, dude. Talk about a fucking ordeal lugging that shit around, dude. Crazy. Oh yeah, Steranko stuff. Oh my god. Woo, his Fury stuff and Strange Tales and in early Captain America. Damn, dude. Amazing shit. I was a big my favorite artists were Joe Kubert, um, Steranko, Kirby, Russ Heath, Mike Zeck, um, shit, Michael Golden. I like Jim Lee's early stuff. Yeah, that's just off the top of my head. Those are like, damn, you got 100 short boxes? Hell yeah, dude. Now I'm telling you, woo, that is a milestone around your neck. It gets complicated having all that shit. Yeah, dude. I miss it. I miss collecting comics to a degree because I was collecting when I was a kid, man. I've been collecting since I was probably when I started before I was a gamer. I was collecting comics, and I just remember in junior high and high school and elementary school and shit. Not high school so much, but like in junior high, we would like be talking about the new issues at school and bringing them up and reading them in class, and all that shit. That was a blast, man. High school was more gaming and girls and music. I was really big into punk rock in high school, and still am. But I was more of a gamer, like hobby wise. I was more of a gamer when I hit high school. But yeah, that's some good times. The old times. Joe Bashima, yeah, Bashimi Ramita. Oh, Colin, I fucking Gene Colin was great, dude. I fucking love that dude. His run with Captain America was awesome. I'm also thinking like Arthur Adams was badass, and I'm a big fan of Frank Miller. Oh shit, dude. There's so many great ones. The writers, some fantastic writers too, dude. Byrne stuff was pretty good. I enjoyed Byrne. But he was kind of more of just kind of like middle ground. He wasn't like exceptional and he wasn't bad. He was just kind of like a stalwart, just kind of a constant. But he did some good stuff. I enjoyed. So these are the titles that it was Sergeant Rock, anything Sergeant Rock, and then it was Captain America, and then the Punisher. Those are like the titles that I followed. Those characters. That was and GI Joe. Man, fucking Larry Hama's fucking GI Joe is fucking incredible. Love that. I met that guy too a couple times at a con. He is the nicest fucking dude on the planet, man. Man, his stuff is great. His writing is fantastic. You get Hama and Mike Zeck together in a book. Heaven. Heaven. Absolute heaven. Oh yeah. I was lucky. I never did a purge until until I was older and sold them all. I was lucky enough not having to like move around and my folks let me, like when I moved out to go to college and shit. They just said, yeah, just keep your shit in my old room. So I just kept all my comics in my old room. So I always had a place to store them. But yeah, that shit can definitely, and the price. Oh my god, like a comic. I went into a comic shop the other day. It's like over $5. It's like $5 for one comic book, like a single issue, a monthly issue comic. Like, dude, that's why the comic book industry is dying. My god. Not to mention all the dumb stories or whatever, the gimmicks and shit. Remember in the 90s, dude, all the gimmicks. So like the alternative covers and fucking bagged editions and all that bullshit. My god, dude. That was just infuriating. And then like in the 2000s, they had like those like alt cover issues where like, like if the store sold 1 billion copies, they got some like a handful of alternate covers or whatever. Yeah, I remember that shit. 25 cents, yeah, or 20s. I don't know about 20. I don't know. I can't remember. I remember going to like on the way home from school. There was an Eckerd. Eckerd was like a brand of like a chain of like drugstores, and Eckerd had the best comic book rack I had ever seen. That wasn't in a comic book shop. It was fucking incredible. And they had it all. I had all the stuff. And I remember I used to also collect Creepy. Remember Creepy magazine? Those are scary, man. And I would collect heavy metals if I can get a hold of them. Man, that was some good stuff. I really enjoyed that stuff. Creepy scared the shit out of me as a kid, dude. There are some stories in there I still remember to this day that scared the fuck out of me as a kid. My god. It was like that was some crazy stuff, man. I think my favorite all-time comic book story ever, like story, probably The Dark Knight Returns by Miller. I love that fucking story, man. That is just awesome. I remember that fight he has with a Soup at the end, man. He jacks into the city's grid and they throw down, and the one-armed green arrow shoots that kryptonite arrow, and I mean, they're all fighting against Soup, dude. That very last scene is fantastic. When Superman looks down at the grave, that's great. Great writing. A fitting end. They shouldn't have done a second series of that. They should have just left it there. Oh man, Man-Thing was pretty cool. I never read Werewolf by Night, but I did read Tomb of Dracula. I never did Brother Voodoo. I know of it, but I've never read any of it. You need to go. So, dude, so if you need to, if you want to reminisce about your old shit, go to this is a website you need to go to. All you guys that are into comics, right? They don't have the money to buy them or whatever. Go to, let me find it here real quick. Go linefree.net. Okay, comiconlinefree.net. It's got everything, guys. Every fucking thing that you want. It's all free. You just read it online. It's fantastic. I just finished up all the old Weird War Tales not too long ago. What am I reading now? I started reading. Oh, I fucking read the travesty that is Sergeant Rock versus the Army of the Dead. And I know it was written by Bruce Campbell and all that shit, but that motherfucker never read a Sergeant Rock comic in his fucking life. He didn't get Easy down. He didn't get Rock's speech down. It was just they should have just done like Sergeant Joe versus the Army of the Dead because it was not Sergeant Rock. But again, just grabbing an IP and assuming that that's good enough. It's like no, it's not. I mean, was it an interesting story? It was okay, but I think it would have been a hell of a lot better if it was actually a Sergeant Rock that sounded and acted and like Sergeant Rock, not some fucking I don't know what the hell he was. He was like a Rambo, Schwarzenegger, Terminator, not Terminator, but like some I don't know. It was dumb. I mean, it's good enough for a Weird War book, It's zombies and Americans kicking ass and killing Hitler and all that kind of shit. That's cool, but it was not fucking Sergeant Rock or Easy at all. Ugh, painful, painful. I read some of the EC stuff back in the day, like those collections they used to do. There, man, the public library that in Arlington, this town I grew up in, their public library was awesome, dude. And they would buy like all the like hardback collections of comics, right? And they did several EC comic versions of those. And yeah, I remember I couldn't rent it out because I couldn't check it out because it was adult, but I could read it or some shit or something like that there. So I would just go up to like I'd go up there, I'd ride my bike up there on Saturday, and I'd check out the Tales of the Crypt or Tomb of Horrors or whatever it was, and I just read it up there all day. It was I remember getting in those little cubicles because it's like, oh, I got to make sure they don't see what I'm reading or whatever. Yeah. Back in the day when there was libraries, shit. Yeah, the oversized hardbacks. Yeah, those are the ones, man. Those are great. I have like a handful of trades left, but they're just like rock and like some wartime stuff. Captain America wartime something or other. I really liked was it Garth Ennis's Punisher. Man, guys, if you want like ultra violent, realistic, just Punisher kicking bad people's asses, I mean bad people. That's a great series to read. I mean, it's no hold bar, dude. It's rough. And these villains are fucking villains, like real villains, not comic book villains, but like Jesus, they are hardcore. But yeah, Ennis is a pretty good writer. I like the Sin City stuff that Miller did. I really enjoyed that stuff. I think that guy's pretty much done right there. I don't know what colored or Japanese. What color do you think the scabbard of a samurai sword would be? Brown, black? Oh, Preacher. I've read a few. Like I probably read the first like half dozen. They were good. I enjoyed them. I just at the time of when the preacher came out, my collecting was in flux, and I bought a couple of the issues, and then I just didn't get anything else. I did enjoy it. Hellblazer was a cool book too that I enjoyed. It's kind of similar in I've read The Walking Dead before it became the show. I enjoyed that for a little bit. It started to get kind of just like the show. It started to just linger and linger and linger, and it was just like that's investing a lot of fucking. We're stuck in this prison for the last 20 issues. It's just like okay, let's. But I think the comic was a hell of a lot better than the TV show. Thought it was better than the TV show. Yeah. Did you watch any of the Preacher TV show? I thought it was pretty good. I watched the first season. I thought it wasn't that bad. It wasn't bad. Again, I only read a couple of the books, so I didn't I didn't I don't know the real feel of those characters like someone that might have been reading them for a while. What'd you think of the show? I thought it was pretty good. I have to admit, I enjoyed. Oh shit, Constantine. I know it doesn't. It's pretty loose on John Constantine. In the Hellblazer, but I really liked that movie. I thought Keanu Reeves did a good job. And I thought the story was pretty good, and the I thought it was a good flick. I really enjoyed that. I wish they would have made more. I thought it was a pretty solid story. Even if you didn't read the comic, you probably enjoyed it even more. Yeah, sequel would have been cool. I love that scene when the devil comes down, like floats down, and he's like, "Boys will be boys." Great. You're not going anywhere, Constantine. That was awesome. Can you imagine? Shit. The devil knows your name, and he's got a whole theme park set up for you. He come down to get you specifically. Man, that's some bad. Woo! That is a rough one. I'd be finding God real quick, changing my ways. Like those, I'm not a believer per se. Man, those religious movies like scare the shit out of me. They're good. They like The Omen and um, Exorcist. Like the third Exorcist is fucking epic. My God, the third guys. If you've never seen the third Exorcist, just watch that one. You don't even watch the first one. You don't need to. Just watch the third one. It is fucking fantastic. It is scary and creepy. Oh man, it's great. Yeah, I like The Omen a lot. That was a good one. Oh, Lords of the Illusion. Yes, dude. I saw that in the theater. I didn't see the X-rated version, but I know what you're talking about. I've seen the scenes. But yeah, dude, that was a good movie. That was creepy. That was Scott Bakula too, wasn't it? The main guy. He's a pretty good actor. I like that guy. He's a pretty good actor. I like that guy. Yeah, that was. I remember. Yeah, the cult guy, the cult leader, dude. That's creepy shit right there. That had Famke Janssen in it too, didn't it? Oh my god, I love that woman. Woo, love her, love her. I would sycophantically praise her if I could. I liked her in Deep Rising. I don't know if you guys are Treat Williams and Famke Janssen. I mean, dude, that's like fucking perfection. I love Treat Williams. I was a huge Treat fan. He passed away not too long ago. But yeah, that's funny. Well, guys, I'm at a stopping point. I think I just painted up 3 superheroes and a Japanese pilot. I'll do a wash on those tomorrow and should be done. Rock and roll. Well, I appreciate everybody coming by. Mike, thanks for swinging by, man. Reminiscing about the old days, the collecting and shit. That's cool. You're always welcome, man. Nerd, good to see you. Justin, Tiki, you guys are great. I appreciate you coming by. I'm going to try to do this like once a day, just whenever. I don't know, whenever I get a chance, come in and do an hour or so, do some painting, get some painting done, and just rapping and going. Again, thanks for swinging by, guys. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. All right, guys. Whatever you do, keep it weird. Take it easy.